ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 By the causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Shri Radhavara Chandra, we are continuing our study of Śrīmad Bhagavad Gītā. Last time we discussed the 30th chapter of the 30th verse of the 6th chapter, beg your pardon. So today we will study the 31st shloka of the 6th chapter. Ajay Prabhu, very happy to see you. Hari Bol. Kindly repeat. Sarvabhuta sthitam yo mam bhajat ekatvamasthitah sarvatha vartamanopi sayogi mai vartate. All Matajis? All Matajis? Sarvabhutasthhitam yo mam bhajat ekatvamasthitah sarvatha vartamanopi sayogi mai vartate. Sarvabhutasthhitam yo mam bhajat ekatvamasthitah sarvatha vartamanopi sayogi mai vartate. Balcony seats. Sarvabhutasthhitam yo mam bhajat ekatvamasthitah sarvatha vartamanopi sayogi mai vartate. Synonyms. Sarvabhutasthhitam, situated in everyone's heart. Yah, he who, or she who, one who. Mam, me. Bhajati. Bhajati means serves in devotional service. Bhajati means to serve in devotional service. Ekatvam, in oneness. Asthitah, situated. Sarvatha, in all respects. Vartamanaha, being situated. Api, in spite of. Saha, he, or the person. Yogi, the transcendentalist. Oh, you know who is a yogi? For a millionth time?
One who is practicing yoga, connection with Krishna.
Connection with Krishna is a yogi. Mai, in me. Vartate, remains. Translation and purport by our beloved, revered founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Shri Srimad Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Krishna is telling Arjun, and through Arjun all of us, such a yogi who engages in the worshipful service of the super soul, knowing that I and the super soul are one, remains always in me in all circumstances. such a yogi who worships the Paramatma. What is the equivalent for Paramatma in this shloka? No, in this shloka. Correct. Sarva Bhuta Sthitam. That is the equivalent of Paramatma in this shloka. Sarva Bhuta Sthitam refers to Paramatma. And which word refers to Krishna?
Mam.
Correct. Mam. And which verse indicates to serve in devotion? Bhajati. Very good. So one who worships the Paramatma, serves the Paramatma, knowing that the Paramatma is Ekatvam. It is one with Krishna. There is no difference between Paramatma and Shri Krishna. Krishna is Paramatma, Paramatma is Krishna. Such a person always stays with Krishna. Such a person is a real yogi. He can actually connect with Krishna. So we'll read the translation again. Such a yogi who engages in the worshipful service, because bhaja dhatu means service, devotional service. Very nice. Such a yogi who engages in the worshipful service of the super soul, knowing, Shri Krishna is saying, knowing that I and the super soul are one, remains always in me in all circumstances. So if we engage in Krishna bhakti, we will always be with Krishna. Purport. Srila Prabhupada writes, a yogi who is practicing meditation, what does this chapter deal with, the 6th chapter? Dhyana Yoga. Correct. Dhyana Yoga. And Dhyana Yoga is part of which system of yoga? Very good. Give a big round of applause to Apura Prabhu and embarrass him. Very good. Very important. Ashtanga Yoga has 8 different processes. One of them is Dhyana. So this is Dhyana Yoga, which is part of Ashtanga Yoga, this chapter. A yogi who is practicing meditation on the super soul sees within himself the plenary portion of Krishna as Vishnu with 4 hands holding Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. Conch shell wheel. Wheel means? Chakra. Where is our Chakrapani Prabhu? He's not here. Oh, he's Hari Bol. The chakra is hiding. Hari Bol. Club, Gada. Krishna is Gadadhar because he holds the Gada, and lotus flower. The yogi should know that Vishnu is not different from Krishna. Which Vishnu are we talking about in this sentence? Which Vishnu? Very good. All of you are Pandits. Very nice. Kshirodakshai Vishnu is the Lord in the heart, in everyone's heart. Krishna, in this form of super soul, is situated in everyone's heart. Praman? Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hridadeshe Arjuna Tishtati. And another thing? And Apurva Prem will give one more. Aham Atma Gudakesha. Krishna in this form of super soul is situated in everyone's heart. Furthermore, there is no difference between the innumerable super souls present in innumerable hearts of all living entities. Nor is there a difference between a Krishna conscious person always engaged in the transcendental loving service of Krishna and a perfect yogi engaged in meditation on the super soul. What is the technical name for these two devotees, these two types of devotees? I'm making it like a Bhakti Shastri class today. Sorry. A person who is engaged in transcendental loving service of Krishna and a perfect yogi engaged in meditation on the super soul. What are the technical names for them? Not Mayavadi. Mayavadi is a very special designation which has to be understood properly. There are 2 types of transcendentalists. Everybody please pay attention. Who is a transcendentalist? Transcendentalist is a person. What is the meaning to transcend? To go beyond. To go beyond. Transcendentalist means a person who goes beyond bhakti. Bhakti means enjoying in this material world. one who wants to go beyond this material world, one who wants to aim for something beyond this material world. If someone is aiming for a triple PhD from Ivy Leagues, is that transcendentalist? It's the zenith of a material achievement on this earth planet. But it is not transcendentalist. Transcendentalist is a person who aspires for something that is not to be found in this material world anywhere. You will not get it even in the White House. You will not get it in the FIFA club, cup. What is it? FIFA cup also. You will not find it inside it. It is something not available here in this material world. One who aspires for something not of this material world is a transcendentalist. He transcends this material world and aspires for something beyond this material world. That's a transcendentalist. Everybody got it? Krishna, who is a transcendentalist?
Someone who goes above the material world, who aspires to do something that is not in this material world, that you won't find anywhere.
Correct. And that person is called technically a yogi, because he wants to connect with something that is beyond this material world, connect with Krishna. Now these transcendentalists are of two types: impersonalist and personalist. Impersonalists are those who aspire for the Supreme, but not in the form of Vishnu or Krishna. Impersonal. What is the meaning of impersonal? Executive branch. Is it personal or impersonal? Sounds impersonal, right? Donald Trump. Sounds personal. Who is the head of the executive branch of this country? Donald Trump. He's a person. And executive branch is an impersonal conception. Similarly, judicial system. It's an impersonal conception. But I don't know the name of a Supreme Court sitting judge, but if you take the name, that is personal. So there is impersonal and there is personal. Impersonal means they are not interested in Panchatattva dancing. They are not interested in Radha Govindaji. They are interested in a power, the supreme power, in a very impersonal way, not a personal way. Impersonalists are of two types: Mayavadi and Brahmavadi. Brahmavadis are those who are attracted to Brahmajyoti, the manifestation of the supreme absolute truth as eternal existence of bliss and knowledge, Satchidananda. That is a Brahmavadi. They want Param Brahma. Mayavadis are so-called transcendentalists who believe that Brahman is supreme, but they believe that when there is a vikar in Brahman, there is a transformation in Brahman because of mixture of the three modes, gunas, sattva, rajas and tama, goodness, passion and ignorance. Param Brahma takes the form of Ram. Param Brahma takes the form of Krishna to perform some leela, but that is Narvat leela. It is a human-like pastime. And when that pastime is over, that form of Param Brahma is gone. It becomes Lupta. So the form of Ram is temporary. Param Brahma in Treta Yuga, just to teach some moral lessons, became Maryada Purushottam. Became a man. He used to bleed, he used to sleep, he used to cry for his wife when his wife got abducted. And then he drowned in the Sharayu river and died. Param Brahma also took the form 5,000 years ago of Krishna. And he taught Bhagavad Gītā and so many things, Uddhav Gita, but then he got hit by the arrow of a hunter called Jara. And then he died under a tree outside Gujarat. Hare Krishna. That was the end of Krishna. What about Krishna's name, Hare Krishna Mahamantra? That is just to bring you to the mode of goodness. But the real thing is Param Brahma. All these avatars, Narsimha, Krishna, Ram, they are temporary manifestations of Param Brahma. Param Brahma becomes a half man, half lion for a purpose. To save a devotee, to teach some verses of Bhagavatam. Becomes Ram, becomes Krishna, sometimes becomes Parshuram. They are all temporary forms. So these are Mayavadis, Mayavadi Krishna Aparadhi. Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in Śrī Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mayavadis don't believe in the eternality of Krishna. They don't believe in the eternality of Krishna's name. They don't believe in the eternality of Krishna's pastimes. You tell them that Krishna's pastimes are going on eternally, they will not believe. No, it's a temporary manifestation. So that those are Mayavadis. Mayavadis are so-called transcendentalists. They are not real transcendentalists. They are bogus. They are like students in Harvard University who are permanently failing and they will eventually drop out. यान्ने अरविन्दाक्ष विमुक्त मानिनस्तो ऐष्ठ भावाद विसुद्ध विद्या आरुह्य क्रचन परम पदम तथा पतन्ति अतो अनाथ देशमनंद्रय. That is the Mayavadis. They fall down. So there are transcendentalists. How many types? What are they? Personalist and impersonalist. Impersonalists of how many types? What are they? Very good. Who is a so-called transcendentalist? Now, the other class of transcendentalist is personalist. And that is a bhakta who either worships the Paramatma like Dhruv Maharaj did, or they directly worship Krishna like Prahlad did. He directly meditated on Krishna, on Narayan, like that, or Ambarish Maharaj. So these are bhaktas. A bhakta may be worshipping the Paramatma, that is Shantaras. A bhakta may be serving the Supreme Lord, that is Dasyaras. Or a more advanced bhakta like Pandavas or Uddhav, they may have Sakhya. Or even more advanced devotees like Yashoda Nanda Maharaj, they may be parents of Krishna. And the most advanced devotees, bhaktas, are in the Madhurya Ras, Shringar Ras, like Srimati Radharani. So here Srila Prabhupada is saying, look at the sentence, nor is there a difference between a person always engaged in transcendental loving service of Krishna and a perfect yogi engaged in meditation on the super soul. Now explain with all this knowledge. Who can explain now this sentence? I said all this to explain this sentence. A transcendentalist, two types of transcendentalists, impersonalist, personalist. Impersonalists are Mayavadis, so-called transcendentalists. There are the Brahmavadis who want liberation in the Param Brahma. They want Sayujya Mukti. Other type of transcendentalists are personalists. They either worship the Paramatma four-handed form in their heart, or they directly worship Radha Vrachandra. So now explain this sentence of Srila Prabhupada.
These are the two types of personalities.
That's why there is no difference. Everybody got it? Because both are personalists. The one who worshipping Paramatma like Dhruv Maharaj did, and someone who is worshipping directly Krishna like Ambarish Maharaj did, or Hanumanji is doing. That is a personalist. So there is no difference because both, one is in Shantaras, one is in Dasyaras or Sakhya Vatsalya Madhurya Ras. Apurva Prem, explain the five rasas.
Shantaras is
Loud.
neutral. Shantaras is a neutral rasa where they worship the Paramatma. Dasya ras is
Shantaras are those devotees who have complete understanding of Krishna's greatness, Krishna's grandeur, Krishna's supremacy. They have no material desires and they don't engage in direct service of Krishna. Like the plants in Vaikuntha or Golok Vrindavan, or the dust of Golok Vrindavan. They are devotees, but they are in Shantaras. They just are completely enamored by Krishna's beauty, Krishna's greatness. They are filled with love for Krishna. But they are not directly engaging in Krishna one-on-one. That is Shantaras. Not ones who meditate on Paramatma. Because someone who is meditating on Paramatma may actually have bhakti. Like Dhruv Maharaj. He is meditating on Paramatma but with bhakti. Shantaras devotee meditates on Paramatma. You are right. But Shantaras, I want to know what is Shantaras in Vaikuntha. In Vaikuntha, nobody meditates on Paramatma. In Vaikuntha, they become the dust of Vrindavan. They become the trees, plants of Vrindavan. That is Shantaras. Now, what is the next ras? Dasya ras?
Dasya ras is mood of a servant, so someone who serves Krishna.
Yes. What can I do for you, Krishna? Ai Nanda Tanuja? Kinkar. Nanda Tanuj is Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj. What can I do for you? Kinkar. That is Kinkar, that is servant, Dasya, Bhritya. Then, what is Sakhya?
Sakhya is friendship, so like the Gopas and Vrindavan.
And then Vatsalya?
Parental love, so like mother and father. And
And conjugal love?
That is Madhurya Rasa and it's
Like Srimati Radharani and Krishna, or Rukmini and Dwarkadish, or Sita and Ram, Lakshmi Narayan, like that. Now please listen. In Shantaras, there is love for Krishna, there is zero material desires, Anyabhilashita Shunyam, and there is complete understanding of Krishna's beauty, Krishna's sweetness, Krishna's greatness. That is Shantaras. But there is no direct service. In Dasyaras, Krishna is superior and we are inferior and we want to serve Krishna. That is Dasya. Dasya will do pranam. Hanumanji will do pranam to Lord Ramchandra. Then there is Sakhya. Now the devotee considers equal. Dasya, I am inferior, Krishna is superior. Sakhya, tumi kono bada jana, ami tumi sama. We are equal now. That is Sakhya. Equal. Vatsalya means Krishna is inferior, I am superior. I have to tell Krishna what to eat, what not to eat, when to take bath, when to stop playing. So Vatsalya means becomes superior. Everybody understand it? What is Shanta?
Neutral. No service.
acceptance of Krishna.
Yeah. Let's present Shanta a little bit positively.
Cows in Vrindavan are Shanta or Dasya?
Who?
Cows.
They are all Shanta.
Shanta. Trees, cows, everything.
Everybody is Shanta. Now one may ask question. Krishna is walking and the trees are bending down and giving their fruits. So they are doing service.
In cows.
So how to understand that they are in Shantaras? Correct? Very good question. The answer is, Srila Rupa Goswami explains in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that these devotees in Shantaras, their Sthai Bhav is Shantaras, but they have a Sanchari Bhav of Dasya. Sometimes they get those feelings of serving, so it's a temporary, like there are waves in the ocean, like that. So there is Sanchari Bhav where they will offer a fruit to Krishna, or a cow will give its milk to Krishna, like that. Krishna is feeling very tired, cow will come and start licking Krishna's soft foot, like a massage. So they are doing some service, but that is only temporary, like that. Their Sthai Bhav is Shanta. Sanchari Bhav is Dasya. Dasya is there for every devotee. What were we discussing? So Shantaras. Shantaras means there is complete understanding of Krishna's greatness, and how many material desires are there? Zero. That is important. Then Dasya, I am inferior, Krishna is superior, I have to serve Krishna. Sakhya, we are equal. We play. Masta. Same level. Vatsalya, no, I am greater than Krishna. And Madhurya, Krishna is my everything. I have nobody but Krishna. Mat prananathastu saeva napara. When Krishna becomes one sarvasva, that is Madhurya Ras. It is the highest. Hare Krishna. Everybody is clear? The yogi in Krishna consciousness, even though he may be engaged in various activities while in material existence, what is the meaning of this?
They are staying in material, but
Like the devotees.
They have to file their taxes in March, April. They have to go and change the oil in the car. They have to call a plumber because there is leak. These are all material things that we have to do. Everybody has to do. Go to work 9 to 5. Go and do grocery shopping. Go and buy a light bulb because the light bulb is out. Or go and buy batteries because the alarm in the house is kicking. Person may be a yogi. Person may be a devotee. The yogi in Krishna consciousness, even though he may be engaged in various activities while in material existence, which means while, dear devotees, we are in this material existence, we have to do the needful. Even though we may not have taste for it, we all have to do work in this world. So don't feel bad. Prabhupada is saying, he understands our position. All of us have things to do. Prabhupada knows we get only this Friday evening and Saturday evening to come together and engage in Krishna consciousness together. Still, such a devotee remains always situated in Krishna. Even though he's gone to Kroger to buy some grocery and is FaceTiming his wife from there, Mataji, what is this one? Still he's in Krishna consciousness because those fruits and vegetables he's going to get from Kroger are going to Krishna. The light bulb is going to light Krishna's temple. House is a temple of Krishna. Our house is a You will get a vacuum cleaner on sale in Costco. It is devotional service, because with that vacuum you will clean Krishna's temple. Mandira Marjanadish. Hari Bol. So therefore Prabhupada says a yogi in Krishna consciousness may be doing ordinary things that everybody else is doing. A devotee also may be running in Black Friday sale. Everybody is doing, thousands of people are doing. But devotee is always in Krishna consciousness, because the life is devoted to Krishna. Hari Bol. This is confirmed in Śrī Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.187 of Srila Rupa Goswami. Nikhilas api avasthasu jivan mukta sauchyate. Iha yasya harer dasya karmana manasa gira. Nikhilas avasthasu jivan mukta sauchyate. The person is jivan mukta. The person is living in this world but is mukta, liberated. Even while living in this world, even while living in Alpharetta. How?
Because he is always in Krishna consciousness.
Iha yasya harer dasya karmana manasa gira. With body, mind and words, he is engaging in harer dasya, in service to Lord Hari. That's why he is jivan mukta. He is not baddha. A devotee of the Lord, always acting in Krishna consciousness, is automatically liberated. Jivan mukta. In Shri Narada Pancharatra, this is confirmed in this way. Dikkalad anavachinne Krishna cheto vidhayacha. Sorry. Tanmayo bhavati shipram jivo brahmani yojayet. By concentrating one's attention on the transcendental form of Krishna, Krishna Cheto, who is all pervading and beyond time and space. Dik means space, directions. Kal means time. Adi means etc. Beyond time, space, etc. Krishna is beyond all that. If one fixes one's mind on Krishna, Krishna Cheto Vidhayacha, one becomes absorbed in thinking of Krishna, then he attains the happy state of transcendental association with Krishna. Tanma, he becomes completely Krishna conscious, and Bhavati Shipram Jivo Brahmani Yojare. That person attains the platform of Brahman. And how quickly? Shipram, very quickly attains. What we have to do for that? We have to fix our mind on Krishna, who is beyond time and space. Dik Kaladi. What is the importance of Krishna being beyond time and space in this verse? Who can reflect? Use your intelligence. Why Krishna is described as Dik Kaladi, Anavachinne? Krishna is beyond time, space.
Otherwise, you cannot go beyond time and space if he is not. By meditating on somebody, if you go beyond time and if you want to go, he has to be beyond time and space.
Very nice. You remember the story of Pratap Rai
Yeah.
and his wife? What was the wife's name?
Malati.
Malati. And what did they do in the jail?
They think about
Very nice. So because Krishna is beyond time and space, Krishna appeared there. Gopal appeared there. So this is very hope-giving that we can be anywhere. We can be in Kroger, Costco, office, wherever we are, and we can think of Krishna, because Krishna is beyond time and space. Krishna will appear there. Just as for Prahlad, he appeared from a pillar. Stambhe sabhayam namrigam namanusham. Similarly, because Krishna is beyond time and space. Beyond time means Krishna was there 5,000 years ago, but Krishna is there now also. He is beyond time. And beyond space means Krishna is Goloka eva nivasati, but Akhilatma Bhuta. He is very close also, even though he is in Golok Vrindavan. Because of this quality of Krishna, that Shri Krishna is beyond time and space, Shri Krishna is available to us everywhere at any time. Isn't it beautiful? Draupadi was in the forest calling out to Krishna. And Krishna came. Draupadi was in Kuru Sabha. She called out to Krishna. Krishna came. Gajendra was in the lake, called out to Krishna. Krishna came. Which means Krishna is available to us beyond time and space. All we have to do is Krishna Cheto. We have to think of Krishna. Mat Chitta Satatam Bhava, Shri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gītā. You have to think of Krishna. Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindayu. Krishna consciousness is the highest stage of trance in yoga practice. This very understanding that Krishna is present as Paramatma in everyone's heart makes the yogi faultless. Krishna conscious, the highest state of yogic trance, because you see Krishna everywhere. Sthavar Jangam dekhe, na dekhe Taramurti, sarvatra hai nija ishta deva spurti. Previous verse, Yomam pashyati sarvatra, sarvam cha mai pashyati, tasyaham na pranashami, sacha me na pranashati. You have to see Krishna, learn to see Krishna everywhere, in everyone's heart, in every situation. Even though the situation may be very favorable or unfavorable. Very easy to see Krishna's hand in favorable situations. My car broke down, but by Krishna's mercy, somebody came and jump-started my car. Krishna's mercy. But we don't say, by Krishna's mercy, I was going for an important meeting, my car broke down. Hare Krishna. You see? So our bhakti is partial. Our Krishna consciousness is partial. The Vedas, Śrī Gopal Tapani Upanishad, which is one of the very important Upanishads. Srila Prabhupada actually wrote, if I have time, I will translate Gopal Tapani Upanishad. It's one of the very important Shrutis. Confirm this inconceivable potency of the Lord as follows. Eko pi san bahudha yo vibhati. Although the Lord is one, He is present in innumerable hearts as many. Ekoham bahusyam. I am one, but I became many. Similarly, in the Smriti Shastra, so Upanishads and Vedas, they are the Shruti Shastra. And then there are the Smriti Shastra. What is the difference between Shruti and Smriti? We discussed this in Bhakti Shastra. Yes. Shrutis were transmitted simply by Shravan, by hearing. And Smritis by remembering. Read and remember, read and remember. But what is the difference between them?
Shruti is usually your guru. You are listening to the guru, and that's how you are getting the knowledge. Smriti is guru is giving you the knowledge, but you have to read it and recite it multiple times.
Very nice. Shrutis, they manifest from the Shwas of Bhagavan. Tene Brahma Hridaya Ādi Kavaya. When Shri Krishna takes his flute, first verse of Śrīmad Bhagavatam, when Satyam Param Dhimai Shri Krishna takes his flute and we have to blow in the flute. Apurva Prem. When Shri Krishna blows in the flute, the breath of Krishna that enters his flute, that is clean. The Bijakshar, clean, which is the akshar of the Kam Gayatri mantra. It comes out as clean, and when it enters the flute, the sound that comes out is the Vedas, Shruti. And that goes in the heart of Ādi Kavi. Who is Ādi Kavi? Brahma. Valmiki Muni is Ādi Kavi on earth. But Brahmaji is Ādi Kavi of the universe, whole universe. Who is Ādi Kavi of earth? Valmiki Muni. Who is Ādi Kavi of the whole universe? Brahmaji. Tene Brahma Hridaye. Brahma means Shabda Brahma. We discussed that day. There are 3 types of Praman. What are the 3 types of Praman? Pratyaksha, very good. Anuman, Shabda Praman. Hari Bol, very good. Praman means proof, evidence. Pratyaksha Praman means, ask me, is Apurva Prem wearing Gopi Chandan Tilak today? Ask me. Yes, he is wearing. He is wearing. He has put on Gopi Chandan Tilak. How do I know? Pratyaksha Praman. I can see it. I can see it. Who came for the first time today? Nobody?
I have my father-in-law here.
Hari Bol.
He can hear a lot, but
Hare Krishna. Pranam, pranam. Jai Jagannath. So now if I ask Prabhuji, was Apurva Prem Prabhu wearing Gopi Chandan Tilak on previous Friday? Now will Pratyaksha work? So which Praman we have to take resort to now? Anuman. Not Hanuman. Anuman. Anuman means, well, Apurva Prem Prabhu, name sounds like he is initiated in Iskcon. And if this Friday he is wearing tilak, then it is very likely that the previous Friday also he must be wearing tilak. So the answer is yes. Anuman lagaya. You are kind of inferring that, yeah, he must be wearing tilak last Friday also. This is Anuman. And then there is Shabda Praman. Shabda Praman means that which is transmitted from higher level to lower level. Shabda Praman is of two types. This is Tattva Sandarbha of Srila Jiva Goswami. How many types of Shabda Praman? Two types. Who knows? Paurusheya and Apaurusheya. Which are the two types? Paurusheya Shabda means textbook of engineering, textbook of medicine, law textbook. We refer to them, correct? Textbook on supply chain management, if there is one like that. Or journals, New England Journal of Medicine. We practice it up to date. We practice it in our medicine. Venya is not here. So we read these things and we practice medicine. We actually influence patients' lives based on this type of Shabda. But it is Paurusheya Shabda. Paurusheya Shabda means Shabda given to us by human beings. And that Paurusheya Shabda is coming from Pratyaksha and Anuman. Making sense? All the knowledge that you get in Georgia Tech and Emory University, it is also Shabda Praman. We go to hear Shabda. Hey, Tejas, did you attend the class or not? What is attending class? He is hearing Shabda. So that is also Shabda Praman. I will not cross a school bus that is stopped and has a stop sign. Why? Let's go. No, I will not go. Why? I have read. When I took my driving test, I read. It was one of the questions. Favorite test questions. I will not cross. Shabda Praman. But this is Paurusheya Shabda. That same rule may not apply in Democratic Republic of Congo when a school bus is stopped. That may not be a rule there that you have to stop. I'm giving an example. So Shabda Praman, which is Paurusheya, is temporary because it is coming from the Pratyaksha and Anuman of a Purush, of a human being. Everybody understood? The second type of Shabda Praman is Paurusheya Shabda Praman, and that is the Vedas. Haribol. That is the Shabda Brahma that is mentioned in the first verse of Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Tene Brahma Ridaye. That Brahma is Shabda Brahma. That is Paurusheya. Shabda Praman can be Paurusheya. Can Shabda Brahma be Paurusheya? No, because the word Brahma is used. Brahma means transcendental knowledge, Divya knowledge. So it is only Paurusheya. So Shruti is Paurusheya Shabda Brahma. What is Shruti? It is Shabda Brahma. Shabda Brahma is Paurusheya by definition, by constitution. And the explanation of Shruti is Smriti. Shruti Vakya, many times they are like aphorisms. A Siddhanta will be told, and explaining that will be a Puran. You read, or it will be an Itihas. For example, in the Vedas it may be said that don't look at another person's wife. It's one of the codes. And to explain that, there is whole Valmiki Ramayana, where you see the story of Ravan, what happened to him, because he abducted another person's wife. Just giving an example like that. So there is a Shruti, which is coming from the breathing of Krishna. It is eternal. Even when this world doesn't exist, this whole world is annihilated, that Shabda Brahma remains within Krishna. It is coming from Krishna. It is non-different from Krishna. And then explanation of those Vedas Upanishads is the Smriti, Puranas. So now Srila Prabhupada gave a Praman from which Shastra here? This one, Gopal Tapani Upanishad, Ekopilsan Bahuda. This is Shruti Mantra. Now Srila Prabhupada is giving Shastra from Smriti. In Bhakti Shastri, Which scripture do we study? Shruti or Smriti?
Both.
Because Mahabharata is Smriti, but Ishopanishad is Shruti. It's Upanishad. Like that. So Smriti Shastra, Praman is given here. Which Smriti Shastra it is will come later on. Eka eva paro Vishnu sarvavyapi na samshayah Aishwaryadrupam ekam cha Suryavat bahudheyate. Srila Prabhupada has not mentioned, but this was from some Puran, somewhere I read. Lord Vishnu is one, and yet Eka eva. Lord Vishnu is one, and yet he is certainly all-pervading, Sarvavyapi. Lord Vishnu, by his inconceivable potency, in spite of his one form, he is present everywhere, just like Suryavat, just like the sun appears in many places at once. When we are seeing sun at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, is that same sun, when it is 12 p.m. in Atlanta, is that sun visible in California? Anand Swarup Prabhu. Is Surya present in visible in California? It is 9 a.m. there, yes. And it is visible in the Bahamas also. So that same sun simultaneously is visible in so many places, in Toronto, in Mexico. Same sun, simultaneously it is visible. Similarly, Shri Krishna is simultaneously present in everyone's heart. Like the sun is visible from different places simultaneously. The Vishnu as Sarvavyapi, he is present everywhere. And bhakti means to see that Krishna everywhere and recognize the presence of Krishna everywhere. Hari Bol. What is bhakti? Yomam pashyati sarvatara sarvam shabha. Or in today's verse, similar concept. Such a yogi who engages in the worshipful service of the super soul, knowing that I and super soul are one, remains always in me in all circumstances. Because if we see Krishna in everyone's heart, we will see Krishna everywhere. Sarvavyapi Vishnu, we will see. And now I would like to tell you a real example of such a devotee who actually saw Krishna everywhere. And therefore, he was with Krishna at all times. In 2002, I had gone to Barsana for the free eye camp in Barsana. 2002 February. It was my first visit to Śrī Vrindavan Dham. I had never been to Vrindavan. So first place in the Dham I entered was Śrī Barsana Dham in February 2002, and I was with His Grace Vishwarup Prabhu. So in the Barsana eye camp we had a few rules. Everybody had services, and there are many villages in Vrindavan, and because of exposure to the ultraviolet rays of the sun, being farmers and living outdoors all their life, by the time they reach 60, 70 years, they get cataract. And many of them become almost blind from cataract. And in 2002, in those small villages of Vraj, they did not have the means to get a cataract surgery done. So they would just go blind. In fact, at that time, according to WHO statistics, the leading cause of blindness in India was cataract, which is completely treatable. All you need is a good ophthalmologist and get surgery done. So the doctors of Bhaktivedanta Hospital from Bombay, they every year conduct, even today, these free eye camps for the Brijvasis. It's the ultimate way to enter the Dham for the first time, to serve the Brijvasis. So in 2002, I was still a final year MBBS student, so I was not a qualified doctor. So my service was to clip the eyelashes of patients before their cataract surgery, to put eye drops in their eyes after the surgery, and to serve them prasad. In prasad also, to serve them water. Those 4 days, 5 days of the eye camp were the perhaps best days of my life. Because first time in Vrindavan, such amazing excitement is there. And during prasadam, my service was to give water, and in 2002, we did not even have paper cups to give them water in, and no glasses, and there were hundreds of Brijvasis and their relatives. and children. So they like to drink water in their hands, Karbhajan. So they would come like this, and I had a big plastic jug, and I had to pour water in their hand, and they would drink like that. Oh, can you imagine the joy of feeding water to a thirsty Brajvasi? And then, "Theek hai Lala, theek hai." And then the next Brajvasi comes, and you're standing there with the jug. It was the most divine experience of my life. I feel that जो भी गाड़ी चल रही है, वो जो आशीर्वाद है उसके बल पे चल रही है. Whatever is happening today, it is by the blessings, causeless blessings of those Brajvasis. That's I feel in my heart. So anyway, this Barsana I camp obviously was happening in Barsana in a school. We would take a school and fumigate it, clean it thoroughly, and then use it as operating theatre and pre-op ward and post-surgical ward. School, public school. So the camp was happening in that school, and the rule was there should be 24 hours kirtan. So we had a team of brahmacharis from Radha Gopinath. They were working 3-3-hour shifts. Haribol. And Kartal, Mritan. I don't remember harmonium. Maybe there was, but I don't remember. 3 devotees would be doing kirtan in shifts, 24 hours a day, even at night. And February it's very cold in Barsana, but very blissful because the school was right at the foothills of Barsana, and you can see Ladli Ji's Mandir. Haribol. Very beautiful experience. So on the last day, that year we did 350 cataract surgeries. Because many Brajvasis we have to decline also. Some may have undiagnosed, uncontrolled diabetes. So we tell them, take these medicines, control your diabetes, next year we'll do. Or you come to Bhaktivedanta hospital, we would pay for the train tickets and we'll operate on you in the hospital in Bombay. We cannot do it in the camp, you have to be fit. At least your blood sugar cannot be 350. It has to be in control. So some would be rejected, but we managed to do 350 surgeries. So this was done. Next day we were going to vacate that area and come back to Bombay. So on the last day of the I camp, my Guru Maharaj, Śrīla Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he gave lecture. And then Maharaj said, there is a treat for all of you. And we were thinking, what treat? And Maharaj said, a very dear friend of mine, a very dear, worshipable, superior Vaishnava is going to come. And I have requested him to address all of you. And we were thinking, who is going to come? Who is going to come? And just then, from Man Mandir, descended Shri Ramesh Babaji Maharaj. And he came and they both embraced Śrīla Radhanath Swami Maharaj, Śrīla Ramesh Babaji Maharaj. Shri Ramesh Babaji Maharaj placed his head at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. We had the exactly same deity of Srila Prabhupada in the I camp where the 24-hour kirtan was going on. Big deity, temple-sized deity of Srila Prabhupada. He came, he placed his head at the feet of Srila Prabhupada, and then Srila Ramesh Babaji Maharaj sat on the Vyasasana with Maharaj. And he told us the story about a devotee who saw Krishna everywhere. And I would like to tell you that story today. I have never read this story anywhere. I have never heard this story anywhere after that day in February 2002. It's been almost 25 years now. So my memory may fail, but this story, although I never read it after that, never heard it from anybody after that, I have told it many times, it is one of my favorite stories. And this was told by Pujya Shri Ramesh Babaji Maharaj, who is a staunch Barsana Vasi. And he told the story of a Maharashtrian saint. And myself being from Maharashtra, born and brought up in Maharashtra, I did not know this story about this great Mahatma. So Anvika, Mahi, Sudevi, Shri Vidya and Abha, you are ready? Hari Bol. This is the story of Sant Shri Namdev Ji Maharaj. Pujya Shri Ramesh Babaji Maharaj told us this story. He said that Sant Namdev in Maharashtra, he was born to a very devoted mother, and his grandfather also was a great devotee. He was born to the mother just by the prayers that Krishna, please appear as my child. Apaurushaya, Hare Krishna. So he was a very divine child. And from his childhood, he was a devotee of Lord Vitthal. And of course, Vithalji and Rukumai, they are Virajman in Pandharpur. Sant Namdev lived some distance away, but in their house they had a deity of Vitthal. Among Maharashtrians, just like Gujaratis, they have deity of Srinathji. Every Gujarati will have some form of Srinathji in their house practically. And many places there is Laddu Gopalji everywhere. In Maharashtra there is Vitthal. You go to the house of Rasaraj Gopal Prabhu and Priya Gopal Mataji, you will see Vitthal Rukmini. Hare Krishna. In our home also there is a deity of Vitthal Rukmini, black stone deity of Vitthal Rukmini. Every Maharashtrian will have. So in their house also there was a deity of Vitthal Rukmini. And from his childhood, Sant Namdev was completely devoted to Lord Vitthal. And he wanted to worship Vitthal from his childhood. But his mother and grandfather would not allow him. Because he was not initiated. You know, to do deity worship, you have to be initiated. That is the proper vidhi. Without initiation, you may be born as a son of a Brahman, but that doesn't give you right. Janmana jayate shudro. Samskarat bhavet dvija. By samskar, Guru gives adhikar. Śrī Vigraharadhana Nityanana Shringaratan Mandira Marjanado. Guru gives the adhikar to do deity worship. So he was not allowed. But then when he grew up, he became very insistent. So his grandfather said, okay, I am doing worship of Vittalji, but when I travel for some work, I go to another village or a few days I am not there, that time, under the guidance of your mother, you can worship Vittal. So this Sant Namdev, he was a small boy, he could not sleep at night with excitement. When will my grandfather go? When will my grandfather go for some trip somewhere and I will get to worship Vittal? So he started asking his grandfather, you are not going? You have so many relatives in so many villages, you should go, you should visit them. I want to worship Vittal. So finally the grandfather said, all right. On the Dvadashi of the Krishna Paksha that is coming, I will be going to meet my brother in the close by village. I will be gone for 3 days. So 3 days, Lord Vittal is your property. You have to bathe him, you have to dress him, you have to feed him. And when I come back, I will ask Vittal how you worshipped him. And if he gives me a bad report, the next time I will never allow you to worship Vittal. Yes, grandfather, yes, I will do my best, Please go quickly. And every morning he would wake up and ask, is it Dvadashi today? Is it Dvadashi today? Is it Dvadashi today? He was so excited to work. Finally the father said, today is Ekadashi, Yogini Ekadashi today. Tomorrow is Dvadashi, tomorrow I will do Prasthan. I will go tomorrow, so from tomorrow you can take over the service. Ekadashi night, Jagran. He could not sleep with excitement. Tomorrow I will touch Vittal. Tomorrow I will feed him. Tomorrow I will bathe him. He was so excited. And the next day morning when his grandfather went, he had been taught how to worship. And he went, and he with so much love, so much anticipation, so much devotion, so much care. Carefully he took bath, he did achaman, he kept everything ready. He sat down with Vittal Rukmini and started worshipping them. For him, they were directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not that they were some murtis. He was doing it with so much love. His mother cooked bhoga for 45 minutes. Sant Namdev, as a small child, maybe your age, Krishna, he was offering that bhoga to Vittal. 45 minutes. The mother was saying, Kiti veer dhala? So much time has passed. Why yours? No. Feeding Vittal is, he has to enjoy the meal. So he closed the curtain. He sat with Vittal Rukmini, offered them, and with left hand he was fanning them. With his mouth he was singing their songs, and with right hand each and every morsel he was feeding. How many of us have offered bhoga at home? We do it every day. And okay, 3 times. Sometimes not even 3 times. 1 time. 1 time. Hello, eat. But for Sant Namdev, it was the perfection of his service. To be in front of them and make them eat. He wanted them to really enjoy. No disturbance. He closed the curtains, he was fanning them. Imagine how nice we'll feel when we are eating and somebody's fanning. There's no heat. Because Maharashtra can get very hot. Somebody's nicely fanning you, singing sweet songs. please eat. How is this gulab jam? Please taste. Okay, now you want the sabji. Okay, now you want the puri. Now you want this masala bhat. He was describing each item and feeding them with so much love. Now drink some water, your mouth must be dry. Drink water. Oh, no, I'm giving you rice also is coming, wait, first drink some. With love, 45 minutes the Leela was going on. He was feeding Vitthal so nicely. And then he was saying, eat nicely, huh? My grandfather is going to come. And when he comes, give him a positive review of me. So Vitthal spoke to him. He said, why should I give a positive review? And he said, because if you give a negative review, I will never get to serve you again. My grandfather will never allow me to serve. Vitthal said, oh, I will give you a very positive review. 10-star review I will give you. Because I want you to serve me. Such was the relationship between Sant Namdev from his childhood. And as he grew up, he became more and more devoted. It is described once he was giving a Bhagavatam class in the village. Because he became so famous. When a devotee has real devotion. Ananda Sundari Mata is not there today? Oh, I suddenly remembered her because she would have loved the story. This also from Bhaktamal. So when Sant Namdev, when someone has devotion, everybody comes to know. Once a devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, how do we know that we are making spiritual advancement? What was the question? Good question. How do we know that we are making spiritual advancement? Srila Prabhupada's answer was very succinct. Srila Prabhupada, how do we know that we are making spiritual advancement? Oh, everyone can tell. Prabhupada said. That was the answer Prabhupada gave. Oh, everyone can tell. Because when there is real devotion, people get attracted. Why do you think our Guru Maharaj, they take yatra, global youth yatra? How parents can trust their children and send them? Because they know that here is a real Vaishnava. Here is a real Guru. For the yatras, there are so many people, so many devotees come. When there is real love for Krishna, everyone can tell that this is a Premi Bhakta, this is a real devotee, there is a real devotion. Everybody in the village came to know that Sant Namdev is very great Vaishnava. So they would invite him and tell him to speak Bhagavatam. So he would give Bhagavad Katha. He was speaking in the Chauraha, in the village square. Everybody was sitting and he was speaking. And there was a small girl. And in that square, at a corner, there was a potter's shop. So you make those pots and then you keep them, put them in the fire. And then he had a stick, the potter. So the little girl, maybe Sudevi's age, she asked, what is this stick for? So that potter said, this stick is meant to tap on the pot to see if it is hard or it is still soft. If it is hard, we have to bake it more to make it kadak. That's what this stick is meant for. So in Marathi he said, you come to know whether it is kacha or pakka. Is it well done or is it still raw? The stick tells you when you tap. So very good. This Namdev is giving Bhagavatam class. Let me see if he is a pakka devotee or kacha devotee. So in the middle of the class, she runs to him. He's speaking, Savai Mara Krishna Padar. This girl comes and in front of everyone starts hitting him on the head with a stick. And actually he gets disturbed. He said, hey, what are you doing? And the girl declared, Kacha. He's Kacha. He's not a mature devotee. Because Trinadapi Sunichena Taroriva Sahitnuna. You're supposed to be tolerant like a tree. And just little tap on his head disturbed him so much. He's Kacha devotee. And she went around telling her, hey, Kacha devotee, chalo utho, Kacha devotee. He's not a mature devotee. Don't listen. Sant Namdev was very disturbed by this occurrence. And what does a devotee do when a devotee is disturbed? Goes and talks to the Ishtadev, to the Lord of the Heart, darling. So that evening, as he was worshipping his Vitthal at home, he told Lord Vitthal that, what was this? What did I do to deserve this treatment? I was humiliated while I was speaking about you, while I was glorifying you. Why was I humiliated like this? And Lord Vitthal told him, you are not humiliated. What that girl said is true. You are an immature devotee. Sant Namdev said, Lord Vitthal, you speak to me. How many people do you speak to? I am the only person who you actually converse with every day. I can come and speak to you anytime. You need something, you tell me. Then I tell others that today Vitthal wants Puran Poli. And then Puran Poli is made for you. And you are saying, I am a Kacha devotee. He said, yes. You are a Kacha devotee. He says, why? It's because you don't have a guru. Because you don't have a guru. You don't have a spiritual master. And because you don't have a spiritual master, you are proud. Because it is the duty of the spiritual master to scold, chastise, and sometimes even humiliate. And you have never been humiliated. Humility comes from humiliation for people like you. Lord Vitthal was chastising him. Sant Namdev said, but Vitthal, what does a guru do? A guru teaches, corrects, guides. You do all that to me. You speak to me, you teach me, you tell me what to do, you guide me, you inspire me. So you are my guru. He says, no. I am not your guru. I am your Lord. Guru is not different from me. But guru must be a human being. Lord Vitthal tells Sant Namdev. Remember that day I was telling you that guru is a very interesting tattva. Why? Who remembers? Because humanness and divinity unite in a guru. There is no other tattva in this world where humanness and divinity come together in one form. Guru is the only tattva. And to become humble, we have to surrender to a guru, a human guru. Lord Vitthal told Namdev. So then Sant Namdev, he took shelter of a guru. It's a long story, I'm cutting it short because we are getting late. But he became a great Vaishnava after that. And Lord Vitthal told him that I came in the form of that girl and hit you with the stick to humiliate you so that you will surrender to your guru. So he made a person a guru, a Vaishnava guru. Lord Vitthal told him, go and take Diksha from that guru. So he approached that guru, Tadviddhi Pranipatena. He became a disciple and became even a greater devotee now. Very humble, very nice. And the guru told him that Lord Vitthal has taught you a very important lesson, that you have to see Vitthal in everyone. You got angry with that girl because you did not see Vitthal in her heart. You just saw a girl coming and hitting me in the middle of the Bhagavatam class. You did not see Vitthal in her heart. So the lesson for you is this verse. See that Krishna is sitting in Sarva Bhuta Sthitam here. That Krishna is sitting here, Vitthal is sitting in everyone's heart. This is the lesson for you. Remember it. Sant Namdev from that day never forgot that lesson. One day he was serving his Vitthal. This is extreme, cannot imitate this. But see, when Guru gives us knowledge and we try to practice that knowledge, life will test us, correct? So he learned that lesson from his Gurudev, that learned to see Vitthal everywhere. He was offering bhoga to the Vitthal next day. And a dog entered the house. And he was offering hot chapatis by putting ghee on them and then putting it in the plate of Vitthal. Eat. And Vitthal would eat. So he took a chapati and he went to bring ghee. So he could put ghee on the chapati. And when he had gone, a dog came and took that chapati and ran away. Sant Namdev saw this as Lord Vithal's Leela. And he said, he came as a girl to hit me on the head. He has come as a dog. So he started running behind that dog with ghee. Arre, take ghee, take some ghee also. You have taken the chapati, now take ghee also. And everybody was laughing in the village. What has happened to Sant Namdev? Dog ran away with the chapati and he's running behind with ghee. Also what happens is, there is something called as envy. I had told you all the definition of envy based on Sridhar Swami's commentary on Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Who remembers?
Doesn't like somebody else's progress.
Excellent. Para utkarsha asahaya. When others are progressing, we cannot tolerate it. Asahaya. Cannot tolerate the progress of others. And unfortunately, envy is one of the 6 enemies in the heart. Shada ripu. There are 6 enemies. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha, Mad, Matsarya. And this Matsarya is Para Utkarsha Asahaya. Cannot tolerate the progress of others. When Sant Namdev was becoming so popular, there were some people who could not just tolerate it. And they started hating him. And they started finding faults in him. And they were mostly caste Brahmins, Jativadis. They were saying that Namdev was not born in a pure Brahmin family. Therefore, he should not be allowed in the temple of Vitthal. By this time, Sant Namdev left his village and he moved to Pandharpur. And his worshipable deity was Lord Vitthal. He used to compose beautiful songs, sing. He used to do very sweet melodious kirtan. He had many disciples. He was very popular, very famous. And there were some people who were extremely envious of him. They would not even allow him to speak Harikatha. But still, Sant Namdev, even though he was such an eloquent speaker, such a realized, pure speaker, he would go and sit in the Harikatha. He would go and sit in the Kirtan, even though he was not allowed to sing Kirtan. Hare Krishna. So one day, there was Katha Kirtan going on in the temple of Lord Vitthal. And he went. And what these people used to do, they were mainly the administrators of the temple. Every time Namdev would go, every day, when he would go, they had delegated some people ki steal the footwear of Namdev. So when Namdev every day comes to the temple, takes darshan and goes down to the shoe rack, his shoes will be missing. Every single day. Just to trouble him. Because I said Maharashtra is a very hot state. And in the summer it can get really hot. You cannot walk on the road without chappal. And every day there were a team of people whose only service or disservice was to steal the footwear of Sant Namdev. Now a devotee doesn't want to increase prapanch, increase material activities. Now every day who is going to go and buy chappal? So it was a big headache for him that every time I go to temple somebody steals my chappal. So he decided I will just hide the chappal under my arms and I will just go and sit in the Katha Kirtan. But then he thought that but I get very overwhelmed in the Kirtan and Katha and sometimes I start dancing. So the chappal should not fall, it will be a great aparad if it falls in the temple. But he said, no, I will control myself. Today I will not become bhavuk. So our Sant Namdev, he goes, he doesn't keep his chappal outside. He keeps it tucked in under his arms and he goes and sits. And he's relishing Katha. After Katha there is Kirtan. And Kirtan starts and devotees are dancing and he's also dancing in his mind. Master Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hari, Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hari. And then after some time he cannot take it. He also stands up and he said, I will stand, I will not raise my hands. Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hari, Jai Jai Ram. But after some time he gets so carried away in the Kirtan and ecstasy that Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hari. And those envious people are just ready with sticks. We were telling you this Namdev is a low-class man. Look what he has done. He is throwing his chappal in front of Lord Vitthal inside the temple. What an offense. Pick him up and throw him outside. So these people, they picked him up, took him outside, they beat him with sticks. And they said, never show your face to Vitthal. You are a disgrace. Never come in the temple. Don't even come in front of Vitthal. Don't even come in front of the gate of Vitthal because from there also you can have darshan of Vitthal straight. So they picked him up, beat him and threw him behind the temple. 180 degrees behind. And he was sitting and crying. He's telling Vitthal, what Leela is this? I was trying to see you in the heart. And so all those people beating me and abusing me. But the problem is now I cannot see you. They are telling me that I cannot come into temple and have your darshan ever again. This is not fair. I cannot live. You can give me any other punishment. Cut my limbs to pieces. But don't deprive me of this great blessing to come and behold your beautiful form. That is the only joy of my life. Please don't deprive me of this joy. And he starts crying. And it is famous story in Pandharpur. Lord Vitthal himself picked up the whole temple and 180 degrees turned it around. So he could face Sant Namdev straight ahead in front of. Even today the temple is like that. 180 degrees turned. Lord Vitthal himself turned the whole temple and he was facing his devotee who was lying on the road crying for him. Now take my darshan. And everybody was convinced that there is no devotee like Namdev. Lord Vitthal. And then Lord Vitthal that night came in the dream of the head pujari, who was one of the envious people, and said, I am having severe back pain. because I turned the temple, I twisted my back. I have got a back sprain. So in the dream, the pujari said, what can I do? You have never given me darshan in the dream. This is Swapna darshan, first time. Aho bhagyam, I am so fortunate. Tell me how to relieve your back pain. Should I come and massage? I said, no. Tell Namdev to come and massage me. So Sant Namdev for the first time was invited on the altar. So one day before, he is not even allowed inside the temple. Not allowed to take darshan, and now the head pujari says, please come and massage karo. He is having a back pain. Please come and massage Lord Pandurang, Lord Vitthal. So Namdev is on the altar now, doing massage seva. This is the Leela of Krishna. But then devotees, so see, in every situation we should see Krishna's hand, and then something good will come out, even from a tragic situation. Time went on, but some people remained very envious. And they said that all our schemes to get Namdev to leave, they are failing. So now they hired one very envious person, and they told him every day he goes and he takes his bath in the Chandrabhaga river. This person was actually not even a Hindu. He was a Muslim. They hired a Muslim fellow to stand there, and as Sant Namdev will take his bath in the ghat of Chandrabhaga river, when he comes out, spit on him. They gave him a whole jug of water that he comes, just put water in him, spit on him, because in those days it was considered that if a meat eater spits on you, like Subudhi Rai, then you lose your dharma, you lose your religion, you are no longer considered a Hindu. Hare Krishna. So this Muslim was standing there, completely unbeknownst to our Sant Namdev. He goes, he takes his bath in Chandrabhaga river, and he's coming out, he spits on him. And Sant Namdev is seeing, Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra, Sarvam Cha Mai Pashyati. Aho Bhagyam. Vitthal has spat on me. But still, for the sake of Lok Vyavhar, I have to take a bath again. So he goes again. And those envious people are hiding behind a tree and watching this. He goes, he takes bath again in Chandrabhaga, again comes out, again it spits on him. It happens exactly 100 times. And finally this Muslim is also surprised. He said, if I do this to anybody else, they will lose their temper, they will get angry, they will probably slap me or complain. And you smile every time as if you are welcoming my spit. And then you go and you take bath again. And again you come, again I spit on you, and you don't frown, you are not angry. What is going on? I want to understand what's in your heart. Why are you smiling always? Like Anand Swarup Prabhu, you are always smiling, Namdev. Sant Namdev says that Chandrabhaga river is most pure. It is the dear river of my Vitthal. And by your mercy, I usually bathe 3 times a day in Chandrabhaga. But by your mercy today I got to bathe 100 times. So you have actually blessed me. That's why I'm smiling. So he saw Krishna in every situation. He saw good in every situation. So even this did not work. Finally, when everything failed, in this way there were many attempts to get Namdev to leave Pandharpur. Because as long as he was in Pandharpur, he was the most popular sadhu. Everybody followed him, they offered obeisances, they gave him gifts, they invited him for pujas, they invited him for prasad. And all these brahmanas were going out of business. Anybody builds a new house, they want to do Griha Pravesh, they would invite Sant Namdev. Please come and do Kirtan in our house. That will be the Griha Pravesh. Somebody is getting married, Sant Namdev, please come, bless. They would not call this senior brahmanas. So they were very envious. They just wanted him to leave. And when he was not leaving the town of Lord Vitthal, they decided to kill him. Hare Krishna. And they developed a very foolproof plot. Outside the village in the forest, there was an old tree on which a Brahma Rakshas lived. And many traveling pilgrims who were not aware of that Brahma Rakshas, they had lost their life because of sleeping under that tree. So that Brahma Rakshas was known to the villagers. So the Brahmanas, who were very envious of Sant Namdev, they one day invited him and said, Sant Namdev, we have a request from Lord Vitthal. Lord Vitthal came in our dream and he said that we want Namdev to do Kirtan in the forest, so that all the trees in the forest will be delivered. Will you do it? He said, oh, Lord Vitthal has ordered And such a beautiful order. In fact, it's a truth. These trees, which are standing for so many centuries and they cannot chant the holy name. What a beautiful, my Lord Vitthal is so merciful. He has given such a beautiful instruction. Yes, I will go and I will do kirtan. When does he want me to do kirtan? On the night of Amavasya. Because that was the night when this Brahma Rakshas would come down and kill anybody in the vicinity who was traveling. So on the Amavasya night, you have to go and you have to do kirtan at night under a tree in the forest. We will tell you which tree. They didn't tell Santa Namdev. And Namdev did not even know about this Brahma Rakshas. So the Amavasya night came and they escorted Santa Namdev to that cursed tree, the haunted tree on which this Brahma Rakshas lived. And they said, you sit here and you do kirtan loudly so all the trees and animals and birds can hear and they will be benefited. Okay, we'll see you in the morning, but do all night kirtan. He says, whatever my Lord Vitthal has ordered, I am doing. I am just his puppet. So Brahmanas, they pretend to go, but actually they go some distance and they are hiding behind a tree because they want to relish the joy of seeing Santa Namdev being ripped to shreds by that Brahma Rakshas. This happened around 350-400 years ago in Maharashtra. Santa Namdev had brought his kartals, Haribol, and he sat and he did smaran of his Gurudev, did smaran of Vitthal Rukumai, and he started doing kirtan on that house. It was dark, pitch dark, nothing was visible. He was just sitting alone in that forest and doing kirtan. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hari, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hari. He was doing kirtan and kirtan and kirtan and kirtan. And the branches of the tree started shaking. There was a rumbling noise. The branches of the tree started shaking. And suddenly, the Brahma Rakshas descended. And he looked at this Santa Namdev, whose eyes were closed, and he was completely absorbed in kirtan. Complete absorption in kirtan, just absorbed. Whatever we do in bhakti, our acharyas say, we have to do it with absorption. Once my Guru Maharaj was asked, what is the most important thing in Krishna consciousness? What was the question? My Guru Maharaj gave a one-word answer: absorption. Whatever you do it with absorption. If you're chanting japa, chant with absorption. If you're hearing Hari Katha, hear with absorption. If you're cooking, cook with absorption that I'm cooking for Radha and Krishna. Whatever limb of bhakti you do it with absorption. So Santa Namdev was doing kirtan in full, complete absorption. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hari, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hari. Now this Brahma Rakshas, as he approached to attack Santa Namdev, he suddenly realized that this is a great Vaishnava. He saw the Gopi Chandan Tilak, Urdhva Pondra. He saw the Tulsi Kanthimala around his neck. He saw how he was chanting Harinam with such intensity. He thought, oh, if I touch this saint, I will be destroyed. I cannot do this. In fact, this chanting is so powerful, so unbearable for me in my Rakshas Yoni. I must run away from here. I cannot even stand close to Santa Namdev. He is so powerful. The Brahma Rakshas could feel the heat. Literally, he could feel the heat coming near Santa Namdev. Because a Vaishnava has so much power that Bhuta Pishacha Nikata Nahi Ave Mahabir Jo Nama Sutha. Bhut Pisach, they cannot come near a Vaishnava who is chanting Harinam, who is wearing Tulsi Kanthimala, and who has a Vaishnava Tilak. Any Vaishnava Tilak. Urdhva Pundra Vaishnava, they cannot come. Bharjanam Bhavabijanam, Arjanam Sukha Sampadam, Tarjanam Yamadutanam, Rama Rameti Garjanam. Tarjanam Yam, what to speak of Bhut? Even Yamdut they run away. Tarjanam Yamadutanam, Rama Rameti Garjanam. And he was doing Garjanam of Ram Nam and Krishna Nam and Hari Nam. This Brahma Rakshas, he left that tree, the shelter of that tree, and he started running away. But when he was running away, in the leaves of the forest, there was some noise. So Santa Namdev's meditation broke, hearing the scream of this Brahma Rakshas and running away. And he saw this person running away. And Santa Namdev thought, this must be somebody who lives on this tree or lives here in the forest, must be trying to sleep. It's middle of the night, and I'm doing loud kirtan. I disturbed him, and poor fellow, he's running away because of my loud kirtan. I have driven him out of his abode. Maybe he's a sadhu who lives in the forest. I have done Vaishnava Aparadh. Let me go and stop him and tell him, you Baba, come back to your home wherever you live. I'll go somewhere else and do kirtan. He says, hey, stop! The Brahma Rakshas looks behind and sees that Sant Namdev has got up. He says, come back. He says, why is he calling me? He wants to destroy me. The Brahma Rakshas started running. And Sant Namdev said, why are you going? I told you stop, come back. And Sant Namdev started running behind him. And these envious people are watching all this fun. They could not believe. They lit these mashals, these torches, because they wanted to see. It was a dark night. They lit mashals and they were looking, what is going on? They're all running in circles. The Brahma Rakshas is running and Sant Namdev is running and the Brahma Rakshas, Sant Namdev is running. Ramdev was saying, please listen to me. Stop 2 minutes. Listen to me. I want to come back. He said, no, don't come near me. He said, no, come back. I'm sorry. Sant Namdev ran with such vigor because he was afraid I have disturbed a sadhu who lives in the forest with my loud kirtan. He went and from behind it touched the shoulder of this Brahma Rakshas. Satarati, Salokantarayati. Right in front of those envious people, this Brahma Rakshas took a four-armed form and went into Vaikuntha. Just by the sparsh, just by the touch of Sant Namdev. All those Brahmanas, those who were envious, on that Amavasya night, they took initiation. They witnessed his power. What is, he can give a four-armed Vaikuntha form to the Rakshas if we surrender to him. Just by touching. If we surrender to him, if we fall at his feet, we touch his feet, what will happen to us? He said, please give us Diksha and never leave Pandharpur. Hari Bol. Sant Śrī Namdev ki Jai. This is the story of Sant Namdev. Why? Because he took that instruction from his Guru to see Krishna in every situation, everywhere. Why? Because Krishna is Dik Kaladi. He is beyond time and space. Krishna is everywhere. All we have to do is Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sannimish. Krishna is in everyone's heart. All we have to do, whether we are in office, whether we are driving, whether we are bathing, whether we are shaving, whether we are in a meeting, wherever we are, we should always know my Ishtadev, Shri Krishna, Srimati Radharani, Srila Prabhupada, they are with me. I am not alone. Hari Bol. And we should do Krishna consciousness, practice Krishna consciousness with sincerity and absorption. And if we are humiliated sometimes, we should remember the words of Lord Vitthal. That humility comes from humiliation. Sometimes Krishna will put us in embarrassing situations. And that is to make us a little humble, because he knows we have become puffed up. Wants us to make us a little humble. So we should see Krishna's hand in those situations also, instead of getting angry. Hari Bol. And now on this Ekadashi evening, we will do some Harinam Sankirtan. Hari Bol. Govind Champru. Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hari. Yes.
You give us all these beautiful stories.
I heard it from Sri Ramesh Babaji Maharaj. Just try to repeat it.
And I know you have implemented in your life seriously and with full sincerity, because I have seen 99% of the time all the speakers being disturbed by children except you.
Hari Bol.
I offended by picking up Raja Rajchandra and taking him down. You said, I love you. I mean, like, you are just a true example of your Guru Maharaj to show us that how to implement with sincerity.
Hare Krishna. I have two children, Gopal and Maithili, and I remember the times when they were small and how difficult it is to keep them quiet in Harikatha. And I used to feel bad that sometimes I had to wait out with them and could not hear Harikatha. So with that experience, I feel for the parents with small children, and I don't want them to miss out. And generally, the katha that I serve, it is Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. So it's louder than the kids' noise. So it doesn't matter to me. And that day I said I love you, because I do. And because I felt that Shri Radha Vrindavan, Shri Radha Vrajachandra wanted to be carried by you and Damodar Lila Prabhu. So they love you, they want to be carried by you. So if I love you, then some of their kripa will come on me also. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Govind Prabhu. I always see you as my elder brother and my well-wisher, my guide. It is Govind Prabhu who gives me all the negative feedback. It is Govind Prabhu who told me, Prabhu, thoda time pe aaya karo. So I try to come here by 7. Today I was 4 minutes late. 7:04. Thank you, Govind Prabhu. I don't have words to express how much I love you and how much I appreciate you, how much I value you. And many times I speak Harikatha just to please you. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Are there any questions? Ambika.
What is a Brahma Rakshas?
Very good question. There are different types of Rakshas. The most powerful is Brahma Rakshas. Brahma Rakshas is usually a Brahman in the previous life who has committed some very severe aparadh or sins. In the life of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, it is mentioned that once Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was invited to speak Harikatha in a particular village, and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur took his son with him. He had 14 children. One of them was, because in India in those days, it was like that. He had first wife, he had 3 children from her, and then she died very young, because in those days medical treatment was not this. And Krishna gave him all those children. So he had 14 children. One of them was Bimala Prasad, who later on would become His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, the spiritual master of our Prabhupada. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur took Bimala Prasad with him to that village for Harikatha. They reached late at night, so they did not want to disturb the host who had invited them, the Yajman. So outside the village was a rundown temple, old abandoned temple. They decided we'll stay there for the night. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, they slept there alone that night. And in the morning they entered the village. So the villagers said, you were supposed to come yesterday, you didn't come. They said, no, we came, it was very late. It was like 11 o'clock. All of you were sleeping, we don't want to disturb you. We stayed in that broken down temple outside in the village. The village elder said, why did you do that? Don't you know the Brahma Rakshas lives there? That used to be an old temple, but that Brahma Rakshas used to be the head pujari of that temple. It was a Vishnu temple. And that head pujari used to collect money from the villagers, saying that I will do a festival, I have to buy this, I have to buy that for Thakurji, and he would use that money for himself. And he also used to give trouble to some villagers. He was very rude. And because of his sins and offenses, he died and he became a Brahma Rakshas. That temple became abandoned. The Murti was moved out to another temple, and that temple has been like that, abandoned, broken down, because that head pujari of Lord Vishnu, because of his offenses and sins and cheating, he became a Brahma Rakshas. So a Rakshas, anybody can become a Rakshas. But if one is a Brahman, Brahman has a lot of power, because they have done so much puja, they have read so much Shastra, they have chanted so many mantras. So when they misuse all that, and they commit offenses and sins, and they become Rakshas, that Brahman who becomes a Rakshas is called Brahma Rakshas. And they are the most powerful type of Rakshas. So they told Bhaktivinoda Thakur, why did you stay there? There's a very, very dangerous Brahma Rakshas who lives there. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur very nonchalantly replied, yes, he came to meet me at night. And then what happened? I read Śrīmad Bhagavatam to him, and he has gone to Vaikuntha. And the villagers say after that night that Brahma Rakshas was never seen. No one experienced the presence of that Brahma Rakshas after that. One night association with Thakur Mahasaya. Satarati satarati sarlokam tarayati. So like that. Hari Bol.
Are there still Brahma Rakshasas? Like,
Yes, my Guru Maharaj, this is confidential. Maybe we should stop the recording, but my Guru Maharaj once told that he has experienced some in New Vrindavan. You see, New Vrindavan, West Virginia was the place during the American Civil War. The northern states and the southern states, there were a lot of battles historically in West Virginia. And thousands and thousands of people have been killed on those mountains where New Vrindavan temple is. And who becomes a Rakshas or a Bhoot, ghost? Someone who dies untimely. So because of human greed and envy, when we unnecessarily fight wars and someone suddenly has to quit the body gets destroyed because of a war, a terrorist attack or something. If a person is sinful, then the person may not have a new body available immediately. And that person may have to remain in a ghostly body for some time. Example is given. Suppose in somebody's house suddenly there is an invasion, home invasion by some dacoits. What will the person do? Run out of the back door. And now that person who is a homeowner is outside the house running on the streets asking somebody a phone, call 911. And who is inside the house? Dacoits. Same thing happens. When someone suddenly dies, it is possible in an accident or in a war, they may become Bhoot, ghost or Rakshas for some time. And they usually take shelter of trees. And they have a lot of desires because the subtle body is still there. The desires are where? What is the seat of desires? Mind. So mind is still there with that soul. But the gross body is not there to fulfill the desires of the mind. So they become very restless, and when they see someone who eats with the left hand, someone who doesn't bathe after doing potty, someone who doesn't clean the mouth after eating, such people become weak. They cannot retain spiritual knowledge. And these ghosts, they take shelter of such a sinful person and trouble them. So ghosts are still there. But one who chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one who wears tilak, and one who wears Tulsi Kantimala, Bhuta Pisacha Nikata Nahi Ave, Mahabhir Jo Naam Asurave. So never remove Kantimala. Everybody should wear Kantimala. If anybody wants to wear Kantimala and you are vegetarian and you chant Harinam, go downstairs in the gift shop, there are Kantimalas. If you want me to sponsor it, I will happily sponsor it. But wear Kantimala, Tulsi Mala. But don't eat meat, don't eat eggs. And chant Hare Krishna at least one round every day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bhaktya vihina aparadha lakshay, kshiptascha kamadi taranga madhe, kripamai tvam sharanam prapanna, vrinde namaste charanarvindam. Even the one may be Bhaktya vihina, aparadha laksha, one may be offender, sinful person without any devotion. If we take shelter of Vrinda Devi, she will protect us. Hari Bol. Vrindaye Tulasi Deviyaye Priyaye Keshavascha. She is very dear to Keshav. Hari Bol. So everybody should wear Kantimala and absolutely don't worry about any ghost. When Srila Prabhupada was in Bhaktivedanta Manor in UK, true story, it's there in Prabhupada memories. There was a house nearby in UK where it was a haunted house. And some people, they told Prabhupada that house is haunted. Prabhupada sent his disciples to do kirtan. Disciples for 3 hours, they did loud kirtan there, without sound system. They just took mridanga, kartals, and they did loud kirtan in that house near Bhaktivedanta Manor, and the ghost was never experienced again. It was never experienced again by anybody. The ghost went away. So there are many such incidents mentioned in our Shastra. But devotees don't have to worry. Devotees don't have to worry. Tum rakshak kahu ko darna. Goswami ji writes in the Hanuman Chalisa. Don't worry. Hari Bol.
You were saying something about your Guru Maharaj?
Maybe I'll tell you privately. I don't want to say it. My Guru Maharaj might become angry. It's confidential. Hari Bol. Yes, Sophia Mataji.
I have one question. In Śrīmad Bhagavatam, we have a lot of stories and all.
right? And we learn so much from those stories. Similarly, Bhaktamal also has a lot of stories. So what is the difference between the stories from Śrīmad Bhagavatam versus Bhaktamal?
Śrīmad Bhagavatam are the stories that happened many years ago in different yugas also, in different kalpas also, in different universes also. They have stories. Whereas Bhaktamal is a collection of the biographies of devotees. Many of them are contemporary devotees also, like Pratap Rai, like Sant Namdev, Sant Tukaram, Goswami Tulsidas Ji, Surdas Ji, contemporary devotees. In the sense, in the last 5,000 years, 500 years, like that, 600 years. Of course, there are devotees who, even Shri Narad Muni is described, even Shri Shukdev Goswami is described, but many of them are devotees 500, 600 years ago. Whereas Śrīmad Bhagavatam is more than 5,000 years old.
Still, you remember Mirabai and all, like they were true devotees.
Yeah, she's mentioned in Bhaktamal, Mirabai. Yeah, she came to meet Rupa Goswami. Srila Prabhupada tells that story. She was a contemporary of Srila Rupa Goswami.
But those are also like a great devotees.
Very great devotees, Mirabai. Very great devotees. Yes, Arya Prabhu.
You mentioned some Namdev story, the wonderful temple turn. So in Udupi Krishna Matha, there is a Kanakana Kindi, where the Lord Krishna, actually, Kanakadasa was a great devotee of Lord Krishna. He was not allowed into the temple. So same story actually. The Vigraha deity actually turned. So today, if you go to Udupi Matha, you actually take the darshan through Kanakana Kindi.
Hare Krishna.
Backside of very small.
And it's the same time, 1600. Yeah, 500 years ago roughly.
See,
Another story.
Leela Bhi, Hare Krishna. That's so wonderful pastimes. Chakramani Prabhu.
Thanks for sharing the Namdev story, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
I've read this story many times about keep feeding Vilpava and in Sai Charanamrit and Sai Leelamrit. It's actually, this story was there, and that keep feeding Vilpava and all that. And they say in that story, he is very famous for doing Nama Sapta, 7 days continuous Bhagavad Gītā and Bhagavatam non-stop.
Wow.
That's how he got his name as Namdev.
Wow.
For doing Nama Sapta.
Hari Bol. Everybody heard that?
Yes.
Behind Srinivas Prabhu? You heard? Yeah. Very beautiful. I didn't know that. Yeah. Anybody else? Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Ramdev, he was feeding the Vittal, right?
Yes.
So when his grandfather came, so what was the feedback?
Top class feedback. Yeah. Because Lord Vittal never spoke to anybody. He never spoke to the grandfather. But he would speak with Namdev, and they all understood how great he was. Anvika, I will tell you the story of Srila Guru Maharaj. One devotee told me that Srila Guru Maharaj told him this. I have not heard it directly from Srila Guru Maharaj, but one devotee told me that devotee has now moved to Bangalore. He used to be in US. He said when Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj was in New Vrindavan, he used to live on the mountain. And then once a week he would come down to the main temple to get his grocery. And then all week he would live alone upstairs, up the mountain. So once when he was coming down, he was attacked by a ghost. The ghost came and sat on the nape of his neck. And Maharaj loudly chanted Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and the ghost went away. Actually, there are many devotees. So devotees who are very spiritual, who are on a different plane, they may have these supernatural experiences. Whereas ordinary people who are engrossed in matter, they may not have the perception to experience all this. But those who are very evolved spiritualists, their perception is also very special, and they can perceive ghosts and all these things. And sometimes the ghosts, they try to come near a great devotee just so that they can get delivered. Just so that they can get delivered. In fact, it is mentioned by our acharyas that there are ghosts, they actually pray that someday let a Vaishnava come. If a Vaishnava comes, I will approach the Vaishnava so that I will be delivered. That's why Narad Muni says, satarati satarati sa lokantarayati. The devotee delivers himself and delivers anybody who comes near them. Someone who they touch, someone who they converse with, someone who they consider their own, all those people get delivered. That's the power of a Vaishnava. So we should feel very happy that we are under Srila Prabhupada. Hari Bol. Everybody is feeling happy?
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Achyut Kishore Prabhu.
Prabhuji, just curious to know, you have wonderfully described many stories, like previously Pratapai, or many weeks back I think you described Kulshekar Maharaj, Prayad.
That was at Ajay Prabhu's basement, I think. Or Ashok Samadri's basement.
Deepak Prabhu's basement.
Huh?
Kulshekar Maharaj was in Deepak Prabhu's basement.
Yes, basement.
Prayad also was one of it.
Yeah.
And where do we get to read about all these stories?
Sant Namdev I have never read. I only heard it once from Sri Ramakrishna Maharaj, and it was just a mesmerizing experience. The way Maharaj describes it is just amazing experience. One of the unforgettable Harikathas of my life. And most of them in Bhaktamal only. But Bhaktamal there are many versions, and one should read the one by Sri Nabhadasji, the one that was authorized by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. And His Holiness Srila Indraduma Swami Maharaj also tells many stories I have heard from Bhaktamal. So our acharyas have what they have said, then those we should read it. Hari Bol. Actually, Śrīmad Bhagavatam and Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, they have so many wonderful stories. We don't have harmonium today. Okay, no problem. Hare Krishna. We do Kirtan now? Yes. Shama Chandrika Mataji.
Prabhu, you mentioned about the two types of personalist, impersonalist, in devotees personally. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita comes Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur, who is called as Mayavadi. So they become
Prakashananda Saraswati, not Prabodhananda.
Sorry, Prakashananda. So they are Mayavadis in like a Brahman platform or what kind? I'm not getting.
So Prakashananda Saraswati of Kashi was a Mayavadi. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that he is cutting my body into pieces because he says that my body is unreal, my body is not spiritual, my body is not permanent, my body is not eternal. Like that. So he was a Mayavadi.
So
Brahmavadi is Shukdev Goswami. Brahmavadi are the Chatusana, the four Sana brothers, four Kumar brothers.
They are Brahmavadis. So
they were Brahmavadis.
They can turn to the devotees
Yes.
later.
Yes.
Means any Brahmavadi devotees, they can aspire and they can become a pure devotee.
Absolutely. Just by hearing Barhapidam Natavar Babu.
So only the Mayavadis, it is very difficult for them.
They can also become, Prakashananda Saraswati became a very great devotee. They can also become if they get mercy of Mahaprabhu. They can also become, but we should not associate with them much. Especially if they are very staunch Mayavadis. They are aparadhis, so it's a little difficult for them to accept. But if properly preached, they can also become.
So some Brahmavadis, Prabhupada used to preach, Brahmavadis, they can turn to devotees, right?
Prabhupada preached to everybody.
Everybody.
Nirvishesha Shunyavadi. So these Shunyavadis are also Mayavadis. The Jains and the Buddhists, they are Mayavadis because they don't believe in the divinity of Krishna or Ram. They believe everything is zero, everything will be void. Before Lord Buddha would go to different places and give pravachan or give darshan, there used to be announcement, don't ask him about God. Because Lord Buddha is Krishna, he is Bhagwan himself. But he wanted to play that role. He didn't want to talk about Bhagwan. So Lord Buddha never spoke about Bhagwan. He spoke about ahimsa, he spoke about the futility of this material life. Everything is zero, everything is a void, everything will be finished. So that philosophy is Shunyavad. And Jainism and Buddhism are not very different. And
Rishabdev, King Rishabdev.
no, that is Bhakta. He is Avdut.
That is different.
Rishabdev Maharaj is Bhagwan Rishabdev is Avdut, Bhakta, Maha Uttam Adhikari. And then Nirvisheshavadi is impersonalist who is also Mayavadi. They are some of the followers of Sripad Ādi Shankaracharya who don't understand the heart of Sri Ādi Shankaracharya. Actually, Sri Ādi Shankaracharya also taught Bhaja Govindam, but they don't understand that. So the followers of Sripad Ādi Shankaracharya who are misled, they are the Nirvisheshavadis, where they say Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya. They are the Nirvisheshavadi, that everything is Brahman. That is Nirvisheshavada. And if they deny the eternality of Krishna, Krishna's name, Krishna's Leela, Krishna's form, then they are Nirvisheshavadi Mayavadis. And those who are espousing to the Jain and Buddhist philosophy, but without understanding the heart of Lord Buddha, they are Shunyavadis, who say that everything is zero. So Nirvisheshavadis say everything is one. Shunyavadis say everything is zero. Both are wrong. Both are wrong. Therefore, Prabhupada's pranam mantra is Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Srila Prabhupada delivered the Nirvisheshavadis, the Shunyavadis, and the Western world. Like that. By giving them Krishna Bhakti. So when one understands Krishna, one learns to appreciate Lord Buddha. One learns to appreciate Lord Mahavir. One learns to appreciate Shri Guru Nanak Ji. One learns to appreciate Lord Jesus Christ. One learns to appreciate Moses. One learns to appreciate Prophet Muhammad. If we understand Krishna. Therefore, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, it is only Krishna consciousness where everyone can come together. Everyone can come. Because we know that the Buddhists are worshipping Lord Buddha, he is Krishna. On a special mission. On a special mission. Those who are followers of Ādi Shankaracharya, we know that Mayavadam Asat Shastram Prachandam Bauddham Uchyate Mayeva Vitam Devi Kalo Brahmana Murtina. I will come in Kali Yuga in a Brahman form as Ādi Shankaracharya and I will preach Mayavad, which is Mayavadam Asat Shastram Prachandam Bauddham Uchyate. It is Buddhism only. What Sripad Shankaracharya taught, it is Buddhism only, but in a covered form. So a Krishna conscious Vaishnava, a Gaudiya Vaishnava can appreciate Lord Buddha, can appreciate Sripad Ādi Shankaracharya, can appreciate everyone.
But the followers mislead.
Everywhere it is like that. Even in Krishna consciousness, there are misled people. Even in Krishna consciousness, there are people who are misled. They don't understand the philosophy properly. In every path, there are true followers and there are followers who are misled. And that is the hallmark of Kali Yuga. Prayana Alpayusha Sabhya Kalav Asmin Yugekana Manda Sumanda Matayo. Sumanda Matayo means they will not have proper guidance. They will be misled. Sumanda Matayo, Manda Bhagyo Patra. Therefore they are unfortunate. So like that. Therefore it is very important to read Shastra, understand Shastra under the guidance of a Guru. Tasmad Shastram Pramanante. Shastra is the Praman, Shabda Brahma. Apaurushya is the Praman. Tadvidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya. Even Sant Namdev was told, you are Kacha, Matka. Why Kacha? You don't have Guru. Shastra is not like some book we just read and understand. Oh, I have read it. No. A Guru has to teach. You try reading it. And then learn the same book from Guru, you'll see the difference. So therefore we all need Guru. Prabhupada's purports are like the Guru speaking to us. Prabhupada's lectures are like the Guru speaking to us. Our Guru Varga's lectures are like Guru speaking to us. So we need to hear. Hari Bol. I know it's late. Let's do some kirtan and then. Okay. Hare Krishna.